I started riding at 11 or 12 years old. I used to buy old motorcycles, and this was back in the early 1960s. And I used to buy old motorcycles and just ride them around the fields. And then when I got to 16, I bought my first motorcycle. It was a Triumph Tiger Cub. And then over the years, I've just always had motorcycles. I couldn't say how many, dozens, I guess. I just like motorcycles, but the one proviso is it's got to be a British motorcycle as far as I'm concerned. But besides Ducati, yes, but yeah, AJS, Matchless, Triumph, BSA, Ariel, Velocet, anything British. Well, basically we came to Croatia, I guess, first time 15 years ago. My son and I used to take a family holiday every year, and we'd cycle somewhere, like Portugal, Spain. And then one time we decided to come to Croatia and went home, and then I was talking to my wife and I said, Croatia's a really nice place, we'll go over and just see what it's like. So my wife came over with me and we started looking around the islands, and then we kind of wondered what it would be like inland Croatia, in the continental part. So we came out here without really knowing anything, looked around a few villages and ended up in this little village. We decided to just come out here and live, see how we got on. And that's what we did, and we've been here now for 5 years anyway. So this AJS I've had not very long, to be honest. I think about just over a year. And when I bought it, I couldn't start it, to be honest. It's such high compression bike, and to kick that motorcycle over takes a lot of effort, and sometimes it can kick you back very hard. So I've manufactured myself some electronic ignition and fitted that, and that's helped the starting no end. It really does. It starts well now, it rides well. I can take it anywhere. It's a most reliable bike. It's 600cc, single cylinder, made in 1959. This particular model, there was only 25 made, and they were all made for America to use in desert racing. They started off using 500cc engines, and then they became uncompetitive when you compare the two-strokes that were coming along. So AJS, in their wisdom, decided to make a bigger engine, and they brought it out to 600cc. And I say that particular one, there's 25 made, and the matchless version, which is made by the same factory, I think there was about 50 or 70, something like that made. How many of those survive? I have no idea. Probably no more than 3 or 4 in the whole world. So it's pretty rare. I like it. It's not hugely valuable, but it's a lot of fun to ride. Okay, so the motorcycle you see in the foreground is a Triumph Triton. It's 650cc with a 4-speed slick shift gearbox. Tritons go back to the glory days of British motorcycling, 1960s, when the youngsters couldn't find what they wanted. The motorcycles just weren't being built. And so they decided to buy Norton frames, take out the Norton engines and put Triumph engines in instead. Then you have the marriage of the best frame, which is a Norton wide-line frame, and the best engine, which was a Triumph Bonneville engine. So they put the two together, and from a Triumph and a Norton became the name Triton. And these motorcycles were raced up and down the roads of Britain in the 60s with a lot of deaths. And yeah, the cafe racer scene then was, I suppose, I'm a little bit not quite old enough to remember it all, but I can remember the headlines about all these guys, the ton-up boys and that kind of thing, racing these things on the roads. And it must have been very strange then, because the roads really weren't very good. The motorcycle lights weren't very good, the motorcycle brakes weren't very good, and yet these things were capable of being ridden at over 100 miles an hour. And when you think back, that, you know, at that time, that really was an incredible feat. So that's the Triton. It's got, as you see, it's got a lot of very special parts, and almost everything on this bike is original. Not the sort of bike I'd want to ride today. It's too low in racing. These days I prefer something where I can sit up and see everything that's going on. Yeah, the Ducati, I don't know. It's not my kind of bike. That's about the best thing I can say. I bought it here in Croatia 4 years ago with the idea that I'd ride it. I took it out once or twice, and it's really not something I like. I don't like the riding position. I'm not particularly keen on riding bike with fairings. So it sat in the garage, accumulating dust. And so when I decided that bike wasn't for me, that's when I went out and bought another English motorcycle in England and brought it over. So yeah, the Ducati's nice if you like that kind of bike, but it's not for me. I'm not mad keen on it. Neither am I mad keen on Japanese bikes. I guess I'm just like English bikes, and that's it.